There's still a dusting of snow on the north side of the log pile. There are a dozen and a half of these things. Apparently a dozen will boil down to about 4 pints. So we're boiling away a ton of water. This is where it gets scary. This is like putting it into the kiln and it was all out of your control. The first part was fun. Let's see what's going on in the studio today. Okay, and this is a long process. What am I talking about? Sap collecting and boiling it down to make syrup, or making the syrup jugs? Okay, I'm talking about both. And I can't believe, are you still watching? And the first firing is done. It's time to get on to the glazing and to settle into our log cabin. And with the sap, start our first boil. I am going to start the boil down on 24 gallons of maple sap. Okay, to hopefully 8 little pints of syrup. Okay, I have started the glazing. There's only a few of these syrup jugs. That's just for fun. I've also got, okay, some batter bowls for making the pancakes. So if we get the syrup made, we have to put these to use. I've already done that. Okay, these guys in another video. On the same theme, here are some little heart syrup pitchers. I'm going to put oatmeal on the bottom, on the outside. Now the boil, I thought, okay, it's I guess traditionally done with wood, or at least in the olden times. I thought I was going to do it outside on a gas grill, but it just would not. The electric burner on the side of a gas grill would not get up enough temperature to boil it. I thought my brother-in-law had a gas turkey fryer, but he either loaned that out or gave it away. I hope he didn't put it out in the trash because they like maple syrup. So that's how I ended up doing this on the kitchen stove. And okay, as you know, hopefully you've noticed, or we'll see, there's a pre-warm and a boil. So it is taking roughly an hour to boil down a gallon. And here is the system I work to boil down 12, or hopefully, if I keep collecting, 24 gallons. We have got a pre-warm and a warm. Can never fit all 24 in that big one. So as it boils down, we'll dump this one in there once it gets, okay, up to a boil. Okay, a real sugar or evaporating, burning down house would have that extension on the roof with vents to allow the steam to come out. I've actually put a vent over to my window so that we don't bring the plaster off the wall or strip off the wallpaper from all the moisture boiled out. But I'm not doing hundreds of gallons. I'm only doing 12, or we might go for more in the end here. These jugs, some of them have spouts built right into them that'll help pour. So I've done that on some of mine, that a cork will fit in there. But when it's pulled out, okay, there is also a spout to pour. And okay, a few of these are marked Pennsylvania. I don't know that this would be work or acceptable by modern sanitary and commercial practices. This one I put an Albany slip glaze on the top and the inside and a beigey tan on the bottom. That would be very traditional. I might just go simple with all 3 of these like that. Okay, and this one is boiled down, this one is heated up. This is the system we've got going. Every hour I am in here. Okay, and we'll get another cold one in here and keep the process going. This could take 3 days. So this is, okay, the sea mist on the inside. And yeah, real fast, and down the outside. the boil is taking roughly an hour. Oh good, that didn't drip as bad as I thought. I can clean that off. The boil is taking roughly a gallon per hour. Okay, so into the pre-warm and then into the larger bucket, and then I just keep pre-warming and feeding and pre-warming and feeding. It looks like it's going to take a day to boil down 12 gallons, and so it'll be another day to boil down the next 12 gallons. Whether I go for a full 43, we will find out next week. The sap has out of the trees. I'm still collecting. It's quit running and then started up again, but not like it was for a while. For a while, a few days, I was getting going out and collecting from a tree 2 gallons. It seemed almost like in a day. That is probably only 2/3 of a gallon, twice a day, but and then other days just a quarter. So I'm not sure if I will get enough. And the reason I want to do the 43 is because it could boil down to roughly a gallon of syrup. And this is all, okay, both his video, and the maple syrup making, this is all a work in progress. So, oh wait, this one I didn't do the outside. I was going to hold one in reserve in case there was a special order, but I guess that's not the way it'll be. Okay, I put wax resist on the bottom of my bisqueware pots so the glaze doesn't stick. Most people would put things on a purpose-made or a bisqueware chuck to band it on and get an even line around the bottom. What do you do if there's a spout like there is, okay, with Maple Man jug? Or with log cabin jug and the lugs? It just doesn't fit in there? Well, I wish I knew. I just figured this out. Another use for the sponge holder, okay, as a chuck on the banding wheel. That was just too clever that I stumbled upon not to show you. Okay, with log cabin jug. Log cabin days. This is a long process. Are you still with me? Okay, I mean, by now I would have hoped we were dumping maple syrup in this thing, and I don't want to put too much so that it comes spouting out the spout and down the side. I would have hoped by now we were dumping maple syrup out of these. It is a cool day, so I am enjoying the log cabin days. And this sgraffito here, the sgraffito is some of my signature slipware. And actually, this also is part of my one of 100 jug series that I started so long ago. So we are even going to let, okay, some finger marks be shown on this one. Okay, and I'm using my greeny glaze here that will allow Maple Man and log cabin to show through the sgraffito and the slip here. Okay, out of his log cabin now, Maple Man. I will do finish today and boil this to near finish, and then do another batch to near finish, refrigerate it, and then we will do all of it in one final batch to finish the process, hopefully next week, and hopefully a kiln unloading. And that'll be the scary part. Okay, always the firing and the opening the kiln. Okay, and the last part of the boil, because I don't have all the proper tools and supplies, I'm going to have to go by feel, okay, and gut feeling about it. to finish the process, it's when you can turn it into syrup, okay, or sugar, or burnt, ruined everything. So pots and pots to fill a kiln, and I did collect another 12 gallons to boil down. It is the next day. We've got the 24 gallons going here. I'm going to see if we can get 40 some and go for boiling down to the full 1 gallon of maple syrup. So stop back next week, hopefully for a kiln opening and the final boil.